Late Night Health continues in about, 25 minutes or so. Robert Clancy, the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul, will be joining us for a segment today, and as he does each and every week. And we're going to be talking about suicide. I know that's depressing. We talked a little bit about that last hour with Temple Hayes, but I think it's something that's important because there are signs that people are going to off themselves. I think it's something that others should be on the lookout for, and perhaps try to get them not to do that. All right, let's talk about pain with Peter-Bedard. He is the author of Convergence Healing. Peter, when you were suffering from so much pain, did you ever think, maybe I ought to just end it all?
Oh gosh, for years, absolutely. I that was my sort of backup plan, but it was a very bad backup plan, and it was bad not just because of practical reasons. It was bad because, my little story is that I died when I was 17. Somebody drove me into the back of a semi-truck, and I slammed into the semi-truck, and I jumped out of my body right before the impact, so I got to watch the whole thing. I went to the other side. There's a whole other story in that. But I when I was on the other side, whether you call it heaven or whether you called it, an alternative reality, I don't know. But I was there, and somebody showed up and said, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here." And I left, and I was, I felt that I got kicked out of heaven.
Did you want to stay?
I did. I absolutely wanted to stay. I say this in a joking tone, but I really do mean that the death is one of the most amazing things that will ever happen to us. It's not our time at some points, like you were talking about the suicide thing. It wasn't my time. But death was the most amazing, happy, joyous, blissful, incredible experience that I ever have gone through. And it's something I jokingly say I highly recommend because it's nothing to be afraid of. And unfortunately, though, for me, when I came back and I was in all of this chronic pain, my immature mind that felt like, the 17-year-old that died that felt like he got kicked out of heaven, well, if I was going to take my life, I didn't like the other option.
Right, exactly.
So
exactly.
It was something I thought about constantly, but it wasn't something that I ever really took any further than that.
Were you raised religiously or not?
Somewhat, but not really. I mean, religion was something that was in our household, but it wasn't anything that was really forced upon us. We were expected to go to church as a kid. My dad was Catholic and my mom was Episcopalian. So
you
my
switched off every other week?
No, what we did is my dad got us during most of the year, and then my mom got us for holidays.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
The Episcopals do a beautiful holiday service. The Catholics didn't. It wasn't as exciting or glamorous. Well,
it's supposed to be, if you go to St. Patrick's, I don't care if you're Buddhist or Jewish or whatever, you go to St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York, in Manhattan, and you have to say something like, "God lives here."
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's amazing. The building itself inspires that.
Exactly. Notre Dame is the other one that I felt that way about.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, with pain, I don't know anybody who doesn't have some kind of pain. Mm-hmm. Neck pain, knee pain, foot pain, back pain, headache pain.
Yeah. And you're only describing the physical pain. I mean, I think there's 100 million people on the planet at any given time that are in medium to severe pain. And so we also walk around in these traumas that we don't deal with, and there's emotional and spiritual pain to add on top of that. Pain is a given. It is part of the human experience, and it's part that I talk about in my book and in my work that we have to embrace and even learn to love. When we love the pain, it heals quickly, where our lesson that it's there to teach is learned, and it gets to just fly out of us.
Love the pain? Can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. So one of my favorite quotes is by a Sufi mystic named Rumi. You might have heard of Rumi.
Sure.
A lot of people do. Rumi says the cure for the pain is in the pain, which means that we have to stop running away from the pain. Our culture, our society has set it up so that pain is something to be avoided pretty much at all costs. whether we medicate it with a drug or a pharmaceutical or alcohol or sex or whatever it is. What we do is we shove it down. It lingers within us longer. It doesn't get dealt with, and because we're shoving it down, it even grows. So I don't know about you, but if you were part of me, let's say you and I were intrinsically connected physically in the world. You were
Right.
a Siamese twin.
Got it.
And you were representative of my pain. And I then did what most people do when they're in pain to that part of them that hurts. They yell at it, they're angry at it, they want to beat it up, they're ashamed of it, they feel embarrassed of it. They say horrible, horrible things to it. If I did that to you, how would you respond to me?
I wouldn't. I'd hate you.
Exactly. And if you're anything like me, you'd probably say, oh, you think you're hurt now? You keep treating me like that, you're going to hurt even more, and I'm going to bring it on.
Exactly. But something you just said, you said that, using big pharma, pharmaceuticals, and we talk about how pharmaceuticals certainly have their place. I mean, if you're in a car accident such as you were in, you don't want to take an herbal tea to relieve the pain. You need something stronger at that point.
Sure. Most people did. I didn't. I had my surgery, and for 3 days after the surgery, I didn't even go on pain meds. But there are times where they're necessary. So this isn't about poo-pooing, Western allopathic medicine. It's about knowing that it has a place. And knowing that a lot of our drugs that we have out there, what they do is just suppress the pain. They don't actually deal with it. So they help us be functioning, which is awesome. And if you need to do that temporarily, then absolutely. It's the same way I look at, say, antidepressants. It's something that helps us get through the darkest night. And that's a really good thing. But what we tend to do is just rely on that pain medicine or the antidepressant, and we don't do the work to actually address the pain itself.
Our guest is Peter-Bedard. He is the author of Convergence Healing. He's in private practice in Los Angeles, just down the street from where we are here in Southern California, in the palatial Wayne Manor, and I'm looking at persimmons way up on the top of the tree in the garden next to the avocados and peppers and everything else out the window here in the studio. You said something, Peter. You said, if you have like back pain and that you use drugs or alcohol or sex. I mean, wait a second. I don't want to use the pain meds, but sex to get rid of pain, that appeals to me.
I would highly recommend that until it turns into an addictive type of thing.
Yes.
Anything that turns into addictive, even if it's alcohol or anything like that, anything, work even, when it takes on that level of you're doing it in order to not feel something, that's how I define an addiction.
How did you develop Convergence Healing?
So Convergence Healing came from my own experience. I had 20-plus years of chronic pain. I was slammed to the back of that semi-truck. I shattered my left knee. I split my right wrist open. I lost all the nerves in my right hand. I had undiagnosed brain damage. I had to learn how to walk again, and that cascaded into all kinds of other things, from fibromyalgia to arthritis to bronchitis to sciatica, to all kinds of pain conditions, anxiety, depression, spiritual pain. I lost my purpose in the world. I lost how I knew how to be, I say, my voice in the world. And I had to heal myself. And so what I ended up doing was creating a process for healing that worked for me. And it was kind of a cocktail, for lack of a better term, and I love that terminology, but a cocktail of holistic medicine, the holistic health. So it's not that you can't combine other things that are maybe allopathic or Eastern or something of that sort, but it's about treating the pain, making it your best friend, redefining a relationship with that pain so that you speak lovingly to it and you give it love, because we all know that when we love and feel loved, it's easier to heal. And then asking the pain itself what it needs to actually take its healing to the next level. What does it actually need on a physical level? So if I have a client that's maybe dealing with one of their tumors, let's say they have a cancerous tumor, I would ask that client to make the tumor their best friend, to change the dynamics of the relationship that they have with it, to embrace it, to give it love so that it can heal, and then ask the tumor itself, because our bodies are always communicating with us.
Right.
So there's a way of learning to listen and tune in. So ask the tumor what it needs in order to feel better. And that would be on a physical level, like, okay, what do you need physically in the world for me to do? Do you need to do a particular holistic therapy or a treatment? Do you need to do dance or sing? What do you need to do on the physical level? The same with the mind, because our thoughts and our feelings directly affect our DNA. And most of the time, our thoughts are constantly in that addiction loop of thinking about pain, thinking about pain, thinking about pain, thinking about pain, or thinking about pain in order to avoid the pain, which just creates more pain. And so using our mind and our thoughts to actually create a different experience for ourselves. And then the same on the spirit level.
Tuning into your body, talking to various parts of your body, like your neck or a tumor or your knee, is what Convergence Healing by Peter-Bedard is all about. Peter and I are going to take some time out. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Really quickly, if you have hypertension, we want you to know about the whole plant magnesium from Katie's Whole Plant Foods. Go to energyessentials.com. Stuff is really great. I've been taking it for about a month and a half personally, and I find it relaxes me. And I think that it's something that you should take a look at. Go to energyessentials.com. All right, coming up next is Peter, and we're going to talk more about his personal side, his one-on-one healing, and what he does with that. Don't go away. More coming up on Late Night Health. Join us at facebook.com/Late Night Health or latenighthealth.com.
Have you ever needed a flashlight and reached into a drawer to find your flashlight is dead, and then go to put in new batteries only to find the insides are all corroded? Now Hybrid Light has created a solar-powered flashlight that requires no batteries and also charges your cell phone. Hybrid lights are durable, waterproof, and hold a charge in the dark for up to 7 years, and perfect for any emergency or everyday use. Now you can get your own Hybrid Light today for only $34.95, and if you mention health, you'll receive a Hybrid Light headlamp absolutely free. That's our durable Hybrid Light with a free headlamp for only $34.95. A value of $60, only $34.95. Call us today at 800-297-8109. That's 800-297-8109 to get this special Hybrid Light offer today. 800-297-8109, 800-297-8109. In the promo code box, type in HELP. 800-297-8109.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-789-7213 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-789-7213 to take your call now. Call 800-789-7213. That's 800-789-7213. Again, 800-789-7213.